Welcome to the Jamesburg Presbyterian Church. Today is Wednesday, March the 10th, 2021. So good to know that people are watching on Facebook. So good to know that people will be watching on YouTube. I'm very thankful for the audience that we have that is virtual, and I'm glad that we can continue our mission here in Jamesburg by through these medias. One of the skills that a clown may learn, there are a number to choose from, and not everybody chooses the same thing, but oftentimes every clown will take a class in a particular skill, even if they choose not to use it. But one of the skills is balloon work. And I know some people that are just incredible at making balloon animals, balloon things. I've actually seen a person make a Bugs Bunny riding on a bicycle all out of balloons. It's an incredible thing. I'm not that skilled at it. In my circumstances, I always had to do balloons quickly. I was always surrounded by a mob of young people, and I didn't have the time to do elaborate things. So basically, I learned one of the balloons that I learned how to make was an animal that's as basic as it gets. And I found out that a dog is also a cat, is also a horse, is also a giraffe, it's also a rabbit. It just depends upon how long you make the ears or the neck or the legs. It just varying in size. But this is how fast I learned to do this. And this is going to be a little slower than usual. And voila. And this could be passed out to a young person. Yeah, and then usually what the clown will say is, "What will you name your dog?" If they ask for a dog. If they ask for a horse, what will you name your horse? What does your horse eat? And so that it helps the young person imagine that this is real and not just a balloon. It's also that relationship building between the clown and the audience member. I want to show you another balloon I learned how to make. We'll put the dog aside for now. This balloon starts by twisting it at the top, at the tied part. And what happens is as we twist, the air is pushed into this unfilled part of the balloon. If I filled this all up, the balloon would break. But I want to show you this balloon that I make. And And there we have it, an incredible balloon. You're probably wondering, what is it? This balloon is probably one of the most incredible balloon twists that anybody could ever make. But the interesting thing about it is it's not finished. It looks like nothing to us, but it's not finished yet. I have to do two other things to it, and that is starting to come together. I have to do one more thing to it, and that is I have to break the balloon. In order for this balloon to work, it has to be broken. Now you can see what it is. The cross. You know, in life, sometimes the cross doesn't look like much, and yet it has been an important symbol in the whole world. It talks about sacrifice. It talks about the love of God. When we see a cross, what we should see is how much God loves us unconditionally, that Jesus would die for you and me, die in our place for our sin. The cross doesn't look like much, but it is something that has given people inspiration. It has given people hope. It has given people faith that there is a life beyond this life, because we know from the Easter story that Jesus rose again from the dead. And if Jesus has life after this life, the promise is, so will you and me. One other thing about the cross, it didn't look like anything until it was broken. And sometimes for you and me, we don't realize our strength until we are broken by something. Maybe it's illness, maybe it's disappointment, maybe you can fill in the blank. We also don't see who we are. We don't realize our full potential until those times in which we find ourselves broken. It's not that God breaks us, it's that life happens, and sometimes in life we are broken. And it's at that time, I think, that God gives us the strength, gives us the insight to see what we could not see before we were broken. So think about it. Not that any of us ever look forward to being broken, but when we are broken, what do we see in ourselves? Well, this Lent is a time in which we think about the cross. This is a time in which we think about who we are as individuals, what kind of people we are, who we're becoming. And it's also a time in which we reflect upon those things that have broken us in the past and who we see we've become. Thank you for watching today. I will be here on Sunday at 11 o'clock, and we'll look forward to resuming our study in Tobit, all of the rest of chapter 3 next Tuesday, and then next Wednesday we'll be doing another devotional. If you haven't gotten your corned beef dinner reservations in, please do so as soon as possible. Sunday is the deadline, and I'll look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you very much. Stay well, stay safe. Goodbye.